Hi, boys and teacher. How are you? I hope you're great. Well, uh, today I'm gonna talk to you about some healthy finances advices from my part. So I hope you'll find it helpful. So let's start. Well, without doubt, it's not a secret that in our love country, the finance education is not a priority along the schooling of our young people. And this problem has been present in our last generations. Without going so far, many of our parents do not know, for example, how to pay taxes. And I think it's our duty as the new generation to stop this problematic. And actually, I think that nowadays it's easier to put a stop because of all the sources of information that we have it that can help us in our finance education, such as YouTube, uh, platforms like Udemy and internet in general. And I think all this stuff, it is good represented in the next phrase that says, spend less than you earn. If you find yourself in a chronically leaky boat, the energy you put into changing the boat will probably be more productive than the energy you put into plugging the legs. This one was said by Warren Buffett, that if you don't know him, he's probably the greatest investor of all the time, because his investment fund, and that it's called Berkshire Hathaway. I think among all the investment funds is the one that has made the greatest profit in history. So I think I think he has good ideas. So let's let's hear him. So yeah. Um, From my experience, I can say that the fact of knowing at least the basic concept of personal finance, it can make all the difference. So for this, let's start with this. I don't know if you know what the fuck is the SAT, but if you do not know, well, the SAT, or Tax Administration Service, is a dependency of the Federal Public Administration that it is in charge of collection, taxes, and monitoring of compliance with fiscal obligations. Long story short, here it is where we have to pay our tax. So yeah, now talking about some specific concepts that are important, we have the ISR. This means the income tax. It is almost like an income that we pay to the federation for living in the country. So, cause like his name says, basically to our monthly income, we apply a rate that it is already established, and the rate is going to depend on the amount of your income. And that rate is what we are going to pay to the government. So this info is mainly important for people that want or actually have a business, because as Mexicans, it's our duty to pay our taxes. But that doesn't mean that this knowledge is not important for people that work at a company, because even though the company is going to make the homework of pay our taxes for us, in general, they used to pay more of the necessary. So at the end of the year, if we have our control of monthly statements at our annual statement of taxes, we can notice that they overpay. So with this evidence of our statements, we can demand to the SAT to return that excess money. And one experience that helped me to show the importance of these concepts, it will be the first time that I tried to work in a company. And basically what happened is that I had no idea about any of this stuff. So yeah, when I went to the interview, this went well actually. But at the time that they asked me for my documents, they asked me for my RFC, and I was like, what, what the hell is that, And because of that, I obviously I didn't get the job. So, and another experience of the utility of this knowledge is that actually one of my uncles, the last year, I think it's in April, when the annual statement is used to upload. So yeah, the story is that he worked at a company, but he did that stuff of control his own statements. And because of that, he was able to recover around 13,000 pesos. And don't get me wrong, but that's a great number to recover, you know? So think about it. What will you do with an extra 13 pesos, 13,000? So yeah, and at last, another advice that I would like to give you is the fact of understand the power of investment over saving. Don't get me wrong, saving is so important, but I think that most of us grew up with the idea of that saving it was the only way to accumulate wealth for our future. But nowadays, that is something archaic, I will say, because it's important to at least be aware of the fact that if we only save money every year that gone by, our money will be devaluated because of the phenomenon of inflation. On the other hand, when we invest our money, this is going to defeat the inflation, for saying in a way, because this is going to make profits for us, and actually it's going to increase our finances. And basically what this means is that our wealth is going to increase. And actually, nowadays, it's easier to invest, you know, because there are a plenty of options, uh, mainly apps that it's going to allow us to invest, such as apps like GBM Plus or OctaFX, or well, Robinhood isn't is not a one anymore, but there are plenty of options, guys. So think about it. So that will be all for my part, and my last conclusion, it will be give it a try, you know, improve your finance knowledge, because without doubt it's gonna be a useful tool in your life. So thanks for your attention.